And John King. There is this poll now out today. It's actually going to be published in the New York Times tomorrow. It's a Times CBS News poll. 59% said they believe Sarah Palin is not prepared to be vice president. Just 35% say she is. Earlier this month, 50% thought she was ready for the job. Certainly Palin has her supporters, millions of them, and we're going to hear from some of them on the trail. They are still very energized, but it is pretty a shocking poll, you know, on the eve of this election.
Well, it's clear now that Sarah Palin has become a liability for the ticket.
Hurt more than helped? I mean, she's without a doubt is mobilized.
Well, beyond the conservative base, beyond the base of the Republican Party among independents and Democrats. I think that some independents have gone to Obama because they're not happy with Palin, and a lot of Democrats have been mobilized too. She has helped enormously with the Republican base. But we knew all along this was going to be a huge gamble, and it's a gamble that is now, I think, come with a great price.
Hurt in convincing those undecideds or maybe Democrats who were unsure about Barack Obama to go to John McCain?
Those numbers are striking because they show you a snapshot of America politically. About 35% of the country is Republican. 35% say she's qualified to be vice president. That means everybody outside of the Republican base now is saying she's not qualified to be vice president. It's not so much a reflection on her. Vice presidents don't win elections. They can help lose election if it reflects poorly on the judgment of the person at the top of the ticket. And that is the problem for John McCain right now. His campaign was based on, I'm the more experienced guy. Barack Obama's not ready. Trust me, I would make a better president because of my experience. People in the suburbs, Hillary Clinton voters, women voters who they needed, the Republicans needed, and independents who they needed, are saying, I don't think she's ready. And they're not holding it against Sarah Palin, they're holding it against John McCain because he made a decision they think reflects bad judgment.
And that's why it's so surprising when one of the McCain top people calls her a whack job. You know, tells the press that. We had that a couple days ago.
Well, I mean,
it reflects on McCain.
She has not followed their script. And whether you're a plus or a minus, the campaigns get mad when that happens. Trust me, the Obama people are mad at Joe Biden. He has made some verbal gaffes in this campaign. But because people, remember the fundamentals, we're talking about the VPs a lot, the fundamentals in this race was it's a Democratic year. Can this 47-year-old African-American guy convince enough people in the middle, I'm okay. Not only am I safe, I'm competent, and I'm ready. Barack Obama did that in the debates. So Joe Biden is not so much a liability because people aren't paying as much attention to his number two. In a year where the Republicans had such a huge challenge, and Barack Obama is a very young man, John McCain happens to be the oldest guy ever who would be elected president. So you do look a little bit more at his choice. And because she was so new, she was compelling, but people keep looking, and not many people and enough people in the right places. That's what matters in presidential politics. Don't like what they see.
Yeah, but my point is, I understand why the McCain people are frustrated with her. But when they go after her, they reflect on him.
Right, because if you're attacking her, it reflects on his judgment.
It reflects on his judgment. And that same New York Times CBS poll shows that now Obama has moved up in terms of people's confidence in him and appointing good people to high office, and has gone down for McCain. So that's the problem.
David makes an interesting point because there is a very small group, Senator McCain and really two of his top advisors, who picked Sarah Palin. There was a bigger group brought in to prepare her for the debates and to staff her plane and to do the rollout. It is that second group, many of them, not all of them, to be fair to her, that second group, many of them said, we were handed an impossible task. She is not capable of being ready for the debates, ready to do this. Because
does she have a future?
They don't say she's not bright. They don't say she's not bright. They just said that she's from Alaska. She hasn't studied any of these issues.
National stage,
but we're trying to do this too fast. She has star quality. It's like I used to say, I knew Bill Clinton had star quality because if your back was to him when he walked into the room, you still knew he was in the room. People say the same thing about Sarah Palin. She has magnetism. She is a great campaigner. This is not over. And so it's tough to have these conversations because McCain still has a narrow chance to win. If he loses, she will have some rehabilitation work to do on the policy front, but she has political star quality, and the American people are basically forgiving people if she can prove it. She have a lot to prove.
Is there any possibility, John, I hear this, that if Senator Stevens were to win unexpectedly in Alaska and then step down, that she might go into the Senate?
Be pretty Machiavellian, wouldn't it?
Well,
the question is, do you want to go to the Senate? Because senators don't usually win. One is about to win. It will be either McCain or Obama. But it would be a place to learard. It would be a place to learn.
But then doesn't that make her the Washington insider, which she is now proudly running as not?
Is she negative or a positive? What's the trade-off? Right. I think right now we've learned the trade-off is that she's a net negative. It would be the same question for her if she had that opportunity. That one's down the road. We have a race to cover over the next 5 days, but that's a fascinating question.
We'll no doubt be talking about that in the days and weeks perhaps ahead. David Gergen, John King, thank you. Up next, McCain making a new plea to be president. He's on the trail in Ohio. Excuse me. We're with him for the latest. Also, a sentencing deal for the McCain volunteer.